And good afternoon, everybody, and Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's Christmas is going well. I will not be live to pray today, but I will be bringing you another Christmas prayer. This is under the Let Fear Fuel, a Fire for Justice, a reflection of Matthew by Reverend Dr. Boyan Lee. Christmas is not a conclusion, it's a beginning. The manger aglows with peace and promise, but the world around it remains dangerous. In Matthew's gospel, the good news of Jesus' birth is immediately met with a violent response from the empire. Herod, threatened by the news of a new king, responds with fear that turns lethal. Once again, fear drives people into flight. Joseph, warned in a dream, takes Mary and Jesus and flees to Egypt. This is no small journey. It's a border crossing, a dislocation. A story begins with becoming refugees in a foreign land. Matthew's account initially echoes the story of Moses, a tyrant ordering babies to be killed, a child of promise narrating escaping death, and God's presence moving through the exile towards liberation. What do we do with fear in this story? We often imagine fear as something to overcome or to be silenced. But here, fear becomes a catalyst for movement. The Holy Family flight to Egypt is born of fear, but it is also born of love, of protection, of resistance to unjust power. Fear becomes fuel, adrenaline that turns potential energy into action. It doesn't freeze us, it propels us. Matthew's gospel doesn't ask us to pretend that Herod is gone, but the time of the family returns. Herod's son, Archelaus, is on the throne, and Joseph again is warned in a dream and reroutes the journey to Galilee. And the danger remains. And still, God is present, guiding, whispering, and showing another way. Fear can be holy when it draws us to protect others. It reveals what we love, what we value, and what we are willing to risk. The gospel does not spiritualize fear. It names political evil for what it is. Herod's fear is fear of losing power, fear turned into destruction. But Joseph's fear is for the safety of a child. It is fear that leads to compassion, rooted in love. Matthew's gospel constructs a community, not a bloodline, but a shared commitment to God's justice by family formed through faith and solidarity. A holy family becomes a model for us, not because they lived without fear, but because they allowed fear to move them towards justice, safety, and protection. So how might our fear do the same? There are people in our communities living in fear every day. Immigrants, asylum seekers, queers, transgender, youth fearing rejection, violence, black, brown, parents fearing their children's safety, people living in war zones and under constant threat of violence, fearing the conflict that will never cease. Their fear is not born in irrationalism, but in justice. And if we allow ourselves to listen, truly listen, we may find that our fear is not something to push away, but something to transform. Fear is energy, and when grounded in love, it can lead to fierce compassion, courageous solidarity, and the fire of justice. And Lucius Oliver's Merson's painting rests on the flight to Egypt. Mary rests in the arms of a sphinx, an unlike source of safety. The image disturbs and unsettles traditional sensibilities, but it beautifully captures the truth that hospitality often comes from unexpected places. Those who flee from violence often find shelter in the arms of strangers. What stories of unexpected kindness do we hold? What new alliances and what new communities of care might our own fear lead us to build? God does not leave the Holy Family alone in their fear, and God does not leave us alone either. The Christmas story does not promise us a world without Herods, but it does promise us one with Emmanuel, and God is with us, even if we're running. The presence of God does not remove the threat, but transforms how we respond to it. So this Christmas season, let us not ask only, what do I fear? But also, whose fear am I called to notice? And may our fear, like Joseph, become a movement, become action, become protection, become a fire. Amen. Have a great Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying your love of your family or those who love you around you. And if you guys like this prayer, be sure to tap that screen. Maybe type amen in the comments. It's a huge help to me. And other than that, have yourselves a great day, guys. And remember, and as always, even if they're troublesome in-laws or just family relatives, be good to one another. Amen.